Hi guys, today is the day before exam day for most of you. These are tips that can be helpful for bar exam day. Some of the tips come from the ABA Young Lawyers Division webinar I have shared in the past with the title 30 Tips to Survive the Marathon Study Schedule. Hopefully, this will help you succeed for the exam this time around. In order for you to set yourself up for success, make sure you're thinking ahead. If you haven't done so already, and definitely by the end of the evening tonight, confirm your logistics, know what you can and cannot bring, set all those things out, make sure you know how to get to the exam, confirm any parking issues you may have to think about, plan out where you will be eating. If you will be buying lunches not in an area you're familiar with, make sure you check out the restaurants and probably be planning for there to be a bit of a crowd because other people may be in the same position as you. For some of you, the jurisdiction may allow you to buy lunches through them, and that's something to think about whether or not you will be, if you haven't already planned for your lunches. Tonight, if you have not had a routine of setting things out the night before, it would be a good idea to do it for the days of the exam. That means planning out what to wear on those days. That would be a good idea to set those clothing out in the morning so you don't have to try to decide what to wear that morning. It's also a good idea to put all your things together as much as you can, plan so that you can just grab and go and not have to think about what to bring and worry about forgetting something. So set it all out, including your keys if you are driving to the location. Grab and go. Remember, that's the easiest way to ensure that you have a smooth transition into the exam. If you can, as much as possible, get really good quality sleep tonight. You would need to rejuvenate your brain and your physical body as well to give you that stamina to sit through at least one day of the exam. That means you should go to bed, as we talked about before, go to bed around the same time that you plan on getting enough sleep to be rejuvenated the next day. Try to have a very easy, relaxed, light-hearted evening. That way, your brain can rest and it won't have too much activity, which will give it more of an opportunity to actually get a good night of sleep. The morning of the exam, you want to wake up in a calm manner, therefore, making sure that you have your alarm set up so that you wake up not too late. Have a calm start to your day. I would work in a healthy breakfast. Don't skip breakfast because you would really need that sustenance to carry you through the morning. So plan what you're going to eat that morning. Give yourself plenty of time to eat, digest, and making sure everything's in place before heading out for the exam. Dressed comfortably if you hadn't planned what to wear yet, or if you haven't set anything out that morning. When you are dressing, remember to dress in layers. Sometimes it may get cold, sometimes it may get hot. You want to be able to put things on and take things off easily to help you be as comfortable as you can. Plan your schedule so that you can arrive at the exam early to account for anything that may come up. You should be completely prepared for with everything that you need to bring. you need to make sure before that morning, hopefully, that everything you are bringing follows the rules and guidelines I have laid out. And if you are still not absolutely sure, it would be a good idea to make sure today before the end of the day. Then it is game day, and during the exam, it is very important to keep two things in mind. One is your mindset and attitude, and the other is strategy. Start thinking now, if you haven't already, to think about how you will train your brain to be able to function on that day. The idea is you want to not get distracted, stay really focused. If you see a question that throws you off, remember that on the MBEs, especially, each question is worth the same amount of points. So don't let one question throw you off. And sometimes the strategy is that you make educated guesses. You do the best that you can. If you don't know the answer, make a guess and move on. Sometimes you just have to cut your losses and feel good about it, but don't let that distract you and let it bleed into other questions or in the afternoon or in on the essay day. Don't let one issue bleed into the next issue and the next essay. Same thing with the MPT. Try to stay focused, and even if you do get a little moment of, oh my goodness, the group of people that can recover after that initial, because naturally you are going to panic as just a natural reaction, but how you then deal with it after that initial reaction will guide where you fall on the curve. So stay calm as much as you can. As I said, don't freak out. Freaking out on the test is not going to help you at this point. Go with a relaxed mindset. Do your best. And if you have a relaxed mindset, sometimes your instinct and your intuition will lead you to the correct answer choice, because by this time, for a lot of you, you will have studied enough to be able to intuitively know what the correct answer is. Trust your instinct, trust your gut, and go with it. Watch the clock. Timing is a very big factor on this exam, especially for essay and the MPT, but everybody's different. Whatever timing struggles you have had, make sure that you are watching the clock during the exam. Being cognizant of how much time you have is very important. Do not borrow time on the essays and the MPT. You will never be able to make up enough points on a question that you use up the time for another question, because there's only a maximum amount of points you can get for each essay, for each MPT. So do not borrow time. Okay? Really force yourself when that 30-minute, for those of you in the UBE jurisdiction, when that 30-minute hits the clock, wrap things up as much as possible. If you still have more to say, just bullet point or outline or just very briefly Iraq the rest of the answer and move on. Same thing with the MPT, just wrap things up and then move on. Right? Sometimes you have to cut your losses. The most important thing is believe in yourself, trust in your instincts, and know that you've got this.